Hey everybody, it's Dominic from the Primetime Treasure eBay store and YouTube channel. Thanks so much for coming by to check out another video. You know, one thing you cannot say about coming by to watch this channel is that it's boring. I do always try to have some educational and entertaining kind of material for you. And a lot of times it's just created by just the normal things that go on day to day with running the business and trying to run the whole social media angle of things. And sometimes things don't always go the right way. The most recent thing, after winding up in eBay jail 2 weeks ago and getting released after 24 hours, is that I just found out last night that I am in Instagram jail for the same kind of issue, which is Jack Daniels' company going after me for posting a picture of a sign that they said was not a sign that they made, so it violated their their brand and their trademark. And so this was something that was posted months ago, and they went back, they're monitoring, and they went after it, and my whole account just got shut down, and it's just gone. So I really don't know if I'm going to be able to get it back or not, and I'm going to do a whole separate video on this whole Instagram thing, and just some lessons that I think could be learned from it, and just some strategies that I use to kind of cope with situations like this when they occur. You know, it is a pretty significant thing because I had been on Instagram for a year, and it built up 1,000+ subscribers. In fact, actually over 1,200 subscribers. And so to lose them all just like that, I mean, it's just, you know, it's kind of a tough pill to swallow, but what are you going to do? You got to focus on what you could control, and you know, I'm doing what I can. I sent in an appeal, but the chances are pretty slim that that's going to actually work, and I'll get into that in a separate video. What I really want to focus with you on today is, speaking of getting in control of things, is, you know, my business has just exploded over the past year. And last year at this time I was, you know, full steam, and I'm like about 125% over in revenue and profit compared to what I was doing last year. And even, you know, month to month, if you look at the numbers, just going up and up and up. So, but with that, there's trade-offs, especially with me doing this almost all by myself. So some things fall by the wayside, and one of the things that fell by the wayside are the boxes that I keep for shipping things out. And I like to keep boxes of all different sizes and shapes and stuff, and I used to have it organized, but it really just got completely out of control to the point that it's just not consistent with how I like to run a business. So if you have things scattered around physically, you're going to be scattered around mentally. So it just came to a point where I said, you know what, I've got to get control of the situation. And not only that, I've got to find places to put a lot of merchandise that I have aggressively purchased over the spring and the summertime that I'm now going to aggressively try to move over the winter time and over the fall months. And so what you see here, all these are boxes of comic books, so there's thousands of comic books in there. But just a few hours ago, this space was preoccupied by all sorts of boxes that were all over the place. So this is just one area. This is the garage area where I have boxes, and downstairs in Primetime Treasure headquarters, which is where I do most of my filming for the videos, it absolutely, I'm going to show you an angle on it that I've not really shown you too many times before, and the boxes have just got completely out of control. So I want to do this video for you because I have a feeling that there are other people out there that are in a similar boat, and things are just kind of getting just out of control. I want to show you just how to tackle these types of projects, and it's not all going to get done today. It is going to be a two-part video. Hopefully it's just going to take two parts. It's just something like this can't all usually get done in one day, especially if you don't start it until nighttime, which is when I started this project. But you'll see, I'll make a lot of progress tonight. So I want to do this kind of motivation, hopefully inspiration for you. You probably have to wait till 2 videos to see the full effect of it, but I want to show you at least how I got to this progress point tonight. So with that being said, let's go head down into Primetime Treasure headquarters, the basement area. This is going to be a first-person perspective for the work that I'm going to do, but at the end, I'll cycle back right over here and we'll wrap it up. So let's head downstairs to that basement area. Okay, so this is a problem now, you know, as my business has expanded and has gotten bigger, there's been less and less time to do some other things that I normally like to stay on top of, which is organizing things. I like to stay organized, so again, this is very unlike me. So it's time to address this. These boxes are overflowing, they're too high. They're also coming out too much, and so I've got to get this back under control somehow. So that's what I'm going to work on, is fixing this so we have a nice organized system. Now, the other thing I have to do in tackling this is I need to make room out in the garage area, which is where I have a bunch of other boxes that I also keep. That was kind of like a box overflow area, but as you'll see in just a few moments, there's too many boxes out there too. So what the mission is to really eliminate the boxes outside in the garage and maybe take some of the best ones that I have out there and combine them with some of the best ones that I have in here and just make it a nice, neat, organized system down here, and then free the space up outside so I could use that for additional storage space that I need. That's what we're going to work on, and I just wanted you to see this because the goal is to get this nice and neat afterwards, but right now it's just a mess. So let's go work on it and try to tackle this problem. Okay, so this is the other part of the problem now. So this is the garage area in Primetime Treasure headquarters. You could see all these comic books that I have here from, you know, these collections that I've purchased. And so I cannot keep this here. This is where the Primetime Treasure Mobile is going to have to go, right here. So it is October 4th, and I'm going to need to get that car in here pretty soon. So I've got to plan ahead for that. So back there, those are all overflow boxes, and I need to get that whole section pretty much eliminated. Now, that doesn't mean that every one of those boxes is going to get thrown out, because the best ones of those I am going to keep and integrate it with what you saw in the basement. But, and other ones I could kind of break down and kind of store them somewhere else. But I've got to get all that bulk out of there so I could push some of this collection back there and store it there. So that's the goal, and I'll kind of just show you some of the progress as it's going along, and hopefully the final project outcome is going to look really nice. Okay, now one of the reasons why situations like this will get even further out of control is because people get overwhelmed at just how much there is to tackle. So what I would suggest doing first in a situation like this is, you could see, if you rewind, there was a big ladder here. I cleared that out. There were a few boxes of merchandise. They weren't even storage boxes. They weren't not empty ones. They had material in it. There were some signs that were scattered around. So I got them all out of there. You know, I cleaned up like this little work area. So like there were some of the kids' scooters there. So I moved that back. So now I feel like I have, you know, psychologically like a nice little workspace to work in. And then basically what I'm going to do is, I talk a lot about chunking in my prior videos, is I'm going to do that here. I'm going to just take these in little chunks, and I'm just going to start working on them bit by bit until I've got this whole thing eliminated. So I'll show you a little progress as I'm going along here in terms of what I'm talking about. Okay, now as I'm going through these areas, one of the things I want to focus on is, what do I absolutely not need that I could just toss? So like these boxes that I had here that are just kind of crumpled up inside of here, I don't need that, so I'm just going to take these out and I'm just going to recycle them. Like stuff like that I'm going to look for. Boxes that maybe have gotten weak and are soft. You know, I want nice, strong, sturdy boxes. So this is going to be survival of the fittest with these boxes. So whatever just doesn't meet the cut is just going to get recycled, or I'm going to cut it up with my shear scissors and use it for packing. Okay, let's talk about this little area right here that I'm going to attack. All these boxes that are kind of laid up there flat. The whole reason that I have these, I mean, let's just pull one out. These are bread boxes that I get from the store. And the reason why I buy these flat boxes like this is that I like to cut them up so that I have pieces like this that I could use to pack my comic books in between and other types of books. So I like to have these little pieces like this. So rather than having all of these sitting out here right now, I'm just gonna cut them up real quick and get them into a nice stack like this. So then I have the stack ready and I just grab from the stack, and that's gonna eliminate all that mess right there in that corner. Okay, so this is some good progress. All of those flat pieces of cardboard are now gone, and they are broken up into these nice stacks here. So now when I sell my comic books, all I gotta do is grab these pieces of cardboard. It'll be nice and efficient. It's all ready for me. These are nice, strong pieces, by the way. Don't get any flimsy pieces that are gonna bend. And so now it's on to moving on and tackling the rest of these bad boys. All right, as you can see here, I'm making some progress. Those brown marks back against the wall, I used to stack wood back there, so that's what that is, just some residual markings from that. So if I had time, I would paint it, but that's gonna have to wait for some other time. But this box here, I just wanted to show you, this is gonna be tough for me to get rid of, even though I really should. You see there what it says, Becky's Comics? Well, when I first started back into my reselling business, many of you know I did eBay in 2000 for many years, and I took a break from my studies and my career and stuff. I was just doing eBay here and there. But when I got back into it, the first collection that I bought that got me back into reselling was from this box at a garage sale. So it's weird. It's like an emotional box. So I'm going to hang on to it for now. It just symbolizes a lot to me in terms of, you know, if I didn't go out that day and buy this collection, I honestly don't know if I would have started back up with the whole reselling thing. It's a weird thing. So I'm just going to hang on to this for a little bit, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. But right now, I just can't toss it. All right, well, it looks a lot different now, huh? Look at that. That whole area is now cleared out. Now, I cut up some other boxes, so now I have an even bigger stack of cardboard for my comic books and my magazines that I protect. Now, all those boxes are not eliminated completely. I do have some that I have saved right here. Right there, you can see, because these are ones that are pretty good. I don't necessarily want to toss them yet. These are the survivors. The ones that did not survive, they're in here. And I already filled up another whole garbage can just like this. So 2 whole garbages filled up with broken down cardboard. The best pieces I kept, you know, the ones that are in here are more ones that were kind of, you know, just got weak over time, got a little moisture build up, and just time to get rid of them. So these are the ones so far that has survived, and they're going to go in a little competition with the best of the boxes downstairs. I want to make sure that I have boxes of all different shapes and sizes, because there's so many different types of items that I purchased. Like you can see a lot up there. Some of these you may remember from some of the sales. So these are some things that just have to get up and, you know, eventually, well, some of them are up, some of them are posted. And as soon as they sell, I need to make sure I have the right boxes for them. So now the goal is I want to get some of these other boxes off right here. And I want to start moving some of these comics and stuff right back here. Now, this is not where I want to keep them long term because of, you know, the weather and stuff. But at least for now, through the fall, it'll be okay. So they're all protected, bags and boards, that kind of stuff. So I'm going to put them right back there. And the other reason I'm doing that is because I want to resist the temptation of putting boxes there. So I want to make sure, empty boxes, I want to make sure that I've got storage stuff that I'm putting back there in terms of inventory. So that's what I'm going to do now. All right, I don't know how many of you remember this, but about a month or so ago, I went to an estate sale and I found all these old tools. Well, these tools are going to need a home because I cannot keep them in this box anymore. I need to get to the stuff that's underneath it. So I'm going to show you where I wound up putting it. So what I did is I cleared out this drawer in my workbench that I was not using and just had filled with papers and junk. And this is now going to be my designated area for tools, the vintage tools that I find that I want to sell. This is going to be the spot where they go. So, you know, as much as you could find a designated spot or place for certain things, it's great to have that. And so this is my new tool spot. All right, so I'm feeling pretty good. This is pretty much where I'm going to stop for tonight. You can see all these boxes nice and organized, all set up. It's just, you know, like I showed you in the beginning of the video, this is essential that this is now here, at least for the fall months. Cannot be out where it was previously because that's just too much chaos. I'm not going to be able to bring the car into garage, so cannot have that. Some of these boxes you'll see are still a little bit dingy, but what I'm doing is I'm basically replacing the dingy boxes that they were in when I purchased them with these nice new white boxes, so give them a nice new sturdy home, a nice new clean home. So that's important. So there are a few more lingering boxes that I've got to get into new ones, so that's an ongoing project that I'm doing as well. So, you know, that's pretty much it. Like I said, this is where I'm going to stop, but tomorrow you're going to see me come back and I'm going to show you. I still have some lingering boxes in the garage that I'm going to try, like I showed you earlier, to integrate with the boxes downstairs. So downstairs still looks like a complete mess, but the goal is that by the end of tomorrow, that basement situation is nice and neat, nice and situated, nice and organized. And I'm looking forward to showing you the final project. So if you like this video, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you subscribe. So if you like the video, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and also make sure you come to the Facebook Reselling Resource Center. That's my Facebook group. It's free to join. We are almost at 3,000 people in that group. It's filled with awesome people, no trolls. You get a be on the lookout item of the day from me for free, which that in and of itself is worth it, but so is just the camaraderie of that whole group. Everyone there is super awesome, so I hope you will come by and join. And I will be doing another giveaway / contest once we hit 3,000. We're very, very close, almost there, but you will have to be a member of the group to take part in that. So come on by, look forward to seeing you, and make sure you come by to check out the second part of this video tomorrow. See you later, everyone.